Dearest fellow geeks and nerds, welcome to Cordially Invited, the podcast where all your favorite actors from gaming to animation, small screen to big screen will gather every second week on Wednesday to talk about their work, passion, and what the future may hold. I am your host, LilyK, artist, actor, writer, and content creator. Today's guest came all the way from the Wild West. It is the one and only Rob Wiethoff.
Not particularly. It's gonna be a bloody job.
Red Dead Redemption community, it's time to get to know the guy who portrayed John Marston even better.
How about a cold drink, Mr. Marston?
Thank you, ma'am. Getting shot, then riding a horse seems to take it out of you.
We will learn about why he was the youngest kid in the world to get a finger reattached and why bikes are dangerous, how it is to be a bouncer and a bartender, and even more. For all you cowboys and cowgirls, this episode is for you.
I certainly don't mind you asking if you don't mind me not telling.
So Rob, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is amazing.
First and foremost, your background is awesome. It is all from the fans. Am I correct to think that?
That's exactly right. Yeah. And I love it. I've always thought it was so cool when people were willing to share with me their creativity and talent. And I've kept it. I thought, what am I doing with it? I need to put this up. I do live videos in this room all the time, and I want to show it all off. So here it all is.
It's brilliant. It is really brilliant. Like, it just shows how much everyone just loves your work. I really like it. I'm just keep looking at the things that are behind you, like how people are so creative.
Yeah, people are really, really talented too. I mean, it's all over this room. I can kind of like everywhere you look. Yeah, there's all kinds of, yeah, it's everywhere. And I don't know what else to do. I think this was a gift. I look at all of this, every bit of it. The fact that I was chosen to be part of something that became so special to so many people. It could have been anybody. You know what I mean? Like I'm really trying to recognize how fortunate I am and all these really cool people that have been so supportive to me, and I want to, let them know that I really appreciate it. So this is one way of doing that. But
oh, definitely. And it's an awesome way to do it, and like displaying it, like having it all around you. I think that's awesome. I always wonder what happens because I myself am an artist. You can see peaks of my things up there. And I always wonder, like, what happens with it when I gift it to someone? Is it still around, or what is it? What's going on? Because I don't think anyone knows at the end of the day. We just hope that, it's important enough for that person that they keep it around somewhere.
yes,
So it's nice to know that you do it.
I think it's really important to try to encourage people to share, when they've got something that's worth sharing. I think that it's important that people do that because it inspires other people, and it's I don't know. I just think it's all around a really cool thing. And I don't know. I don't know what everyone else does if they've received things like this, but for me, this is the choice that I've made, and I'm happy that I made this choice. So
all right, we've been talking for a few minutes now, but if people don't know who you are, can you quickly introduce yourself for our audience?
So my name is Rob Wiethoff, and I played the role of John Marston in the Red Dead Redemption series.
Coming from you, I doubt that means much, but I appreciate the civility.
Let's get into it. Let's get to the first question. Is very much about the industry that you work in. Is how much flexibility do you have when it comes to a role?
The way that everything worked for me is I was given the script only in sections. I wasn't given the whole thing at once. And so the other thing about it was the sections that I was given weren't in order. So I had, the director was very informative if I had questions, and he was happy for me to ask them and then answer them as they came. But I didn't know. I mean, you just start working on a character halfway through the game, but you only have so much information. I didn't know who John was really until almost the end of Red Dead Redemption. I thought, I know this guy's, I'm learning as I went, this guy's pretty grumpy and pretty bummed out about a lot of things.
A little bit.
But I really just had to trust. Basically, a lot of people have said that they really like the performance of John Marston, and I think that's very kind of people to say. But what people need to recognize is that I just kept like I got the sections and I did my very best to memorize the material I was given and be prepared as best I could, but I had to just agree to trust
To hmm
the director when he was like, okay, now try it again. Now do it this way a little bit, maybe a little bit more in this part when you say this, maybe think about this when you're saying. And I thought, okay, I'm trying to make sense of all this, but I didn't know. I didn't know who this guy was and this role that I was playing. So obviously, it's a collaborative deal. I I guess your question is how much freedom did I have? I went into these scenes again as time went on. I felt like I had a better idea of who this guy was and kind of his attitude towards things, but I didn't know the story, so there was no chance to really
I
have, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Even in Red Dead Redemption 2, it's like, because by then you know who John is. I guess there are no one-liners that you put in, just
Oh
sneaked in
no.
there.
Well, I mean, yeah, there it was a little bit different because of course I knew who John was in Red Dead Redemption, but because it was a prequel and John, the role I was playing was so much younger, and there were so many more characters that were really well developed and John's relationship with them and why would it be the way that it is, all these different things. I didn't know a whole lot more then, honestly. But no, I don't think that I ever tried at least on purpose, to do any kind of improv. Um, it all just seemed, to make so much sense
Yeah,
doing things the way that I
what
always.
is put in front of you, basically,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. What is a common misconception when it comes to acting or voice acting? What is something that people get wrong about this?
I don't know if anybody gets it wrong. I'm trying to think like how this would be if someone just sat down and played a video game and had really no idea what it looked like to be on the other side of that when the game is in production, what all that looks like every day. We did do performance capture, and I think a lot of people aren't really aware of that. And so a lot of people say that we're voice actors, and we are. We also are just actors, right? I mean, I think that is probably the thing. It's funny how I don't know. I have such trouble with this because typically when I hear someone call me a voice actor, they're usually saying something nice
Mm,
combined with it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I loved your voice acting. I thought you were a great voice actor in this role,
Mhm.
whatever. And so it's for me, I've always just been like, thank you. That's very kind because I recognize that somebody's saying something nice. And for me, what's most important is to say thank you. That's very kind of you to say that because nobody has to say anything at all, ever, right? That would be something that I think people don't know that it's not necessarily important to me that anyone knows that we did performance capture. I know it is to other people that I worked with. I don't want to take anything away from that being important to someone else. Of course, if it's important to somebody, it's important to them. But the only time, and I've had this discussion, there's a text thread that like I don't know, 20 of us that worked on Red Dead Redemption 2 that we have together and we speak to each other regularly, text back and forth with each other regularly on it still, which I love because they're such cool people. But I just not long ago brought this up about the whole voice actor versus actor thing. And I said, I'm just going to throw this out there because I think it's important for everybody to have just this perspective. Nobody cares. Was the point that I was trying to make. Nobody cares if you're a voice actor or an actor, so get over it. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. And the more you try to correct people, the more you're potentially, from what I have seen, it's more likely that you're going to have someone walk away from that interaction thinking, I'm so bummed out that I took the time to go talk to this person and they were so rude to me when I just said something really nice to them. I have seen that be the outcome of that interaction far more than I have seen anyone walk away from saying, "Hey, I really like your voice acting," being corrected for saying it wrong, and then have that same person be like, "Oh, I am so happy that you made me aware of that. Now I could go about my day feeling better." I just don't ever, I never see that. So the one time, I just want to say this, I know this is not exactly what you asked me, but it's really important for me to say this out loud. Through through these interactions that I've seen in person and the most recent conversation I've had with the people that I've worked with about this topic, if there is a person who says, I want to know what you did because I want to do that as well, I think it's important to say, okay, this is what we did. This is actually what we did. And hopefully this will be helpful in making you aware of what you can prepare yourself to do if you want to do what we did. That to me is the only time it's appropriate to make somebody aware that you are not a voice actor and that you are an actor. That's my opinion. That's something that's been on my mind for a long time. And I'm so glad that I got a chance to say it, even though I may not have actually answered your question.
No,
Thank
no,
you
no,
for
you
giving me the
definitely did.
opportunity.
I definitely wanted to talk about this anyway, but I think it is in the misconception area as well.
Yeah,
So I think it definitely belongs here. And it's been a conversation for so long.
it's a whole different game. I mean, it's a whole different thing. And I did do some of it on Red. So like when you're playing Red Dead Redemption, the conversations that you have while you're traveling from one location to another, whether it be on horseback or in a carriage with somebody, or that stuff was done in a sound booth. And it always, for me, it was so much easier when I could have like the other character went first. Otherwise, you're just assuming that, they would respond in a certain way. And then I don't know. Anyway,
It's a
thank
hard
you.
job. It's a very hard job. I'm like, if anyone has any questions about it, it's very hard to do, isn't it? It's like,
Well, to do it well, I mean, you're just kind of guessing, right? You know what I mean? And then I guess there's always the chance that if, you put these things together and it makes no sense at all, you hope that there's a budget big enough to bring you back in to
and
be
do it
able to,
again.
yeah. But
Yeah.
that's not always the case. And so it's difficult to just fingers crossed you do it well enough to make it make sense, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly, exactly. Or I don't know if we can count this as your hot take in the gaming industry, because that's the next question of what is your hot take on the gaming industry? Do you have one?
Oh, oh goodness. You know what? I know so little about it, to be completely honest. I know
Hmm.
my experience. I don't know, the technology is evolving so quickly too that it's hard for even people who are in the know to know exactly what the best thing to say is. I don't know. Probably, I would assume, but I think for me, it's hard for me to, again, like I started off with just making comments about this artwork that I appreciate so much. I really try to always really recognize and understand that I am very, very fortunate to have been part of something that turned out to be so special, and it could have been anybody. And um, I don't know. I think I look at it maybe differently than the other thing about me is I'm not still actively pursuing more work like that. So I have a very different perspective from a lot of other people. I think to be completely honest is I don't know. I I don't know what's going on. I had a very
I
cool opportunity and I did the very best with it that I could possibly do. And
Yeah.
at this point, my goodness, other people probably have better answers.
Okay, fair enough. But here's another question which connects to this. Are you even a gamer? Do you consider yourself a gamer, or was this just I was part of a game and that's it, and you're not really a gamer to begin with?
I was a gamer when I was a kid. I did have a Nintendo NES, which, oh my gosh, I don't know how many years ago that was, but used to love it. And then just kind of lost interest in it
Okay.
over time, I guess. I never got a console after the
I
Nintendo
see.
NES,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now, just at the beginning of this year, I don't know when, it's May something, I think is the anniversary of the release of Red Dead Redemption. Well,
Mm-hmm.
so this year was the 15-year anniversary, and I had been asked so many times, please play this game, play the game, play the game. And I finally said, all right, I guess I'll do it now. But I want to tell you, I think, and we'll see how things go. I don't know if I will be streaming all of the stuff that I do. Like I've been streaming Red Dead Redemption. I think I really do enjoy playing video games. I get it now. Now that I've sat down and done it, maybe now I will be a gamer because I do really enjoy it.
There you
Um,
go. You're joining the club.
I'm coming. I'm starting to come on it. Let me in. Make some room. I want to come
Come
in
on
too
in.
now.
Come on in. Everyone is welcome. So come on.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. So you're becoming a gamer now, a bit later. You're
Yeah.
joining in. Still counts. That's still. So if I ask you what is your favorite video game, I guess that really isn't one.
Oh no. I mean, shoot. I don't know. I mean, there are a whole lot that I want to try, of course, but the only like current video game I've ever
Hmm.
played, like sat down and play, is Red Dead Redemption. It's 15 years old. Uh,
Yeah.
I actually have I've joined Ned Luke, who played Michael DeSanta in GTA 5. I've joined him to do some online streaming of some GTA online stuff, which has been
Okay.
pretty amazing, very different. It's hard to believe that Red Dead Redemption and GTA are made by the same company. They're so
Right.
different.
Right. It's like two different universes, really.
It is. I mean, similarities in obviously in some ways, but it is wild how creative they are. I mean, whatever. I don't know. Again,
Wow.
I got a very different perspective than
And
most
that's
people.
always
So
good. That's always good. We like that a lot, because I think it's always interesting to see that someone who actually worked in the industry itself, how someone looks at the games or even likes games. I had people who were doing gaming and whatnot, but they never played games. So I think that's also something that is very interesting to hear. Like, oh, okay, so you don't even know like how to do it. And
no,
nope,
like
nope.
I don't, but I will say this, and this is something that I never. I'm so glad I have this perspective now. So I knew because I've done all these Comic Cons and met all these really amazing people, and I've heard stories from a lot of people saying how these characters had such an impact on their lives, and all these really cool things. And I thought that's awesome. And then I thought, I heard enough of it where I thought I believe you. I just don't. Well, then I sat down and played it, and so it's weird for me from the standpoint of I'm playing this game where I also played the role of the playable character, right? So that's strange. Of course, hearing your own voice and that kind of stuff, you just have to kind of tune it out somehow, whatever. But what I recognized is that even though of course, I know the story of Red Dead Redemption, of course, I know the story. But when I'm playing the game and I'm making choices, I I have this whole new level of creative control that everybody else who plays the game also gets, right? And I recognize, see, I just always thought it was so cool because I knew the story and I knew the story that Rockstar wrote. I didn't ever think about the story that I can write alongside. You know, I can expand on the story that they wrote. You know what I mean? So now I'm like, oh my goodness, I get it. I get why these people enjoyed it so much
Yep.
because it's their story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I,
100%.
oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I have that perspective now. And the reason they love John Marston so much is because they are John Marston. It all makes sense to me now. I, I don't know. The whole thing is wild, but I get it. That's what I'm saying. I get it. And I can't wait to play more games where I'm playing it through my eyes, right? I've got my level of creative control, but also like I don't know the story at all. I think that's going to be fascinating. So there's
I think based on what you're saying, you're really, really gonna enjoy gaming. I have a very, very strong feeling that you will come back to the gaming world fully and just be a gamer full time.
you may be right. Yeah, it's so far so
It
good.
look, it really is like I've been doing games as well for a very long time now. um I started with Duck Hunt, which was a thing.
Yeah.
It was, I still remember for some reason, even though I was like this little, I don't even know. And I just stuck to it, and it, what always fascinated me and why I can completely understand what people are telling you is that it really has an impact that I don't think any other media can really achieve. You know,
Right.
like you just get sucked into these stories so much because in a way it's yours, because you're so much more immersed in it than, just going to the cinema, sitting down and watching something. It's a
Mhm.
whole different level. So I think there are a lot of cool games that are waiting for you out there that you're really gonna enjoy.
Well, thank you. I know I've got a lot to look forward to.
Have you ever been recognized somewhere just because of your voice?
Yeah. Yes. Well, so it's kind of strange. I don't get recognized typically because of my appearance. Um, but that has happened a couple times, like if I'm going to a Comic-Con, which you go to a Comic-Con and you know, like sit down on the plane and the person you're sitting next to happens to also be going to the same event and they know exactly who's all going to be there and they're like, "Are you?" And I think so that's happened a couple times. But yeah, I mean, but also thank God, you know, I think it's really nice to be able to move around freely and nobody knows who you are. That's really kind of nice. Um, but but yeah, okay. So I had a job where my friend owns a car dealership, and there was a girl that sat at the front desk. She was like the greeter, kind of, right? When people would walk in, she'd say, "Hi, how can I help you? Services over there, and salespeople, let me get one for you." All this different stuff. She was really good at it, really cool. Well, she and her husband were about to have a baby, right? So she left that job to have her baby, and while she was gone, they needed somebody to sit there. And so my friend was like, "Hey, man, would you mind? Can you do this? It's like a temporary thing. Can you do
Okay.
it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. Whatever. I don't care. I mean, I don't care." I was the greeter at this car dealership for, yeah, and this is like 6 months ago, right? This isn't even that long ago. But there was a kind of a younger guy, I don't know, early 20s or whatever, who walked in and he was like, "Huh." After we, you know, I don't know what he even asked me for, but I was like, "Yeah, give me a second, whatever. Let me go find the person you're looking for, or whatever." And I came back and he said, "You remind me of one of those guys from Red Dead Redemption. You ever play that video game?" And I thought, I said, "Yeah, I know what you're talking about." He goes, "Yeah, you sound just like one of them." And then I thought, are do I know you? Are you being funny? Like, well, and then I recognized, no, this guy had no idea.
Wow.
I said, "Well, you know why I sound like one of those guys, right? And he was like, what? No. And he really didn't know until I told him. And he was like, oh my God, you know, you are. And I was like, that, I think that has happened once. That was the time where somebody truly didn't know. Because, you know, I don't look like John. And if you see me in a
Don't.
setting,
Yeah,
like,
don't
as,
connect the dots.
no, but yeah, that guy, he was kind of like, oh my God, I thought he was messing with me. I thought he was just somebody that I knew and had forgotten or whatever, you know. But
And then
yeah,
he got starstruck and he realized that you
he's
are actually
like,
that
oh my
guy.
God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I thought you knew that, but whatever, right on. You know, it was funny. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Okay. Has there ever been a role that you really wanted but didn't get?
Oh, well, all of them, right? I mean, you know how that goes, right? I think that there was a role though. And so I went to college with a guy that is really cool, really creative. I don't know if it was immediate, but soon after college moved to Los Angeles. We're from Indiana, right? Um, and he found himself working as the personal assistant to Richard Donner. And if you look up Richard Donner, his resume is a mile long, and he was the director for, I mean, I don't know, it just goes on and on, but Superman, Goonies, Lethal Weapon, all these really, really well known, famous movies, whatever. Um, so he was his personal assistant. And Richard Donner was married to Lauren Schuler Donner, who's a huge Hollywood producer. They were casting for one of the X-Men movies.
Mm.
She was the producer on that. Because of my friend, I was
Yeah.
able to go in and audition for one of the
Okay.
roles. And
Okay.
so, daggone, I can never remember the name of the character, but in the movie, he was the blue guy. The
Oh,
blue guy,
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, who could teleport, right?
Yes. 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 Yes.
I got to read for that.
Wow.
And I don't know. I mean, so I would every now and then go to the Schuler Donner house and help them with different little projects that they had going on. They like kind of did some work on their house, and they had to move some things out of that area, and then that when it was finished, move stuff back in. So I helped with the little things like that, you know, and kind of got to know Richard Donner kind of well, actually, for a short period of time. And I think it was probably he was probably like, "Hey, your buddy, should we have him come in and read for this? Should we throw him a bone?" Like, I think it was maybe just like this will be fun for him. I don't know if anybody at all had any real interest in me playing that role, but they let me go in and read for it, and that was
Ah.
yeah, that could have made things different, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's. I mean, even to get into the casting is pretty cool. Let's be honest. It's really really hard to get into these big budget movie castings.
yes,
So even to
yeah,
get into the room, I think
yeah.
that's pretty awesome.
And I think no, and truthfully, that I never got in that room or any room like that otherwise. I mean, I knew the right people, and I
Mhm.
think that that's how things work for some of these people, and not for
I think
everyone.
so. Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, it's almost impossible to even get a shot at it. So I don't know anybody who's out there hoping to figure out how to do. I have no idea. I got really lucky that I even got in the room, but
Yeah. Yeah. It's really really difficult. Like even because I have this one very vivid memory when I was still in London, and they were casting for the new Star Wars movie, Force Awakens. Obviously, it didn't say anywhere that it's going to be the new Star Wars movie, but I think the project name was so obvious that it's something to do with Star Wars, or at least with that universe, that
yeah,
the audition queue was like 6 hours long because so many people showed up that they wanted to get in. And I choose to do the online version, which was like, here's this one page. You can do the brother or the sister, which, you know, none of it came through in the movie at the end, but I remember that it was a brother sister situation, and you can read it and just send it in and whatever. Well, I sent it in, never ever heard about them at all. Like, I think it's, if I don't, I knew one guy who got into the audition, the like proper live one, but he said that it was like literally 1 minute, and then they said thank you, and that was it.
Isn't it crazy? Some of these things, my goodness. Well, I tell you what, though, you did that. You tried.
Yeah,
So you never know. I mean, it could have just as easily gone the other way. And you're like, you know what? People stood in line for 6 hours. I just sent mine in online, not thinking. You just never know. You never
that's
know.
true. That's true. That's very, very true. And I very much appreciated when they even give the opportunity
Yeah.
for, you know, actors to get into these things, because a lot of times, let's be honest, I don't think it's a secret anymore. A lot of times they have a list of people that they want to see and call in for specific roles, and you don't even have the chance to like peek in at least a
Right.
little bit. I think I mean, I did so many extra works, so many. I
Mhm.
died in everything, so I'm just the Sean Bean of extras. I'm always the dead person. That's my specialty.
That's
I,
awesome.
it's pretty cool. I just have to lie down, and that's it's the best job ever.
Don't move.
But
Just
no,
don't move.
just don't move. Just don't move. Done.
My goodness. You know what's funny about that, though? Oh my goodness. And congratulations. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
A lot of people would kill for that.
It,
Wait a second. I'm not trying to make jokes, but I think there was a friend of mine who this was an indie film, and I don't know, maybe you could find it. I have no idea what the title would be anyway, but he was in this kind of action movie, and
okay.
his character got shot, I think. Anyway, died.
Okay.
And when he died and laid on the ground, he said, I didn't realize how uncomfortable it was going to be in that position where my character died until they kept shooting things and I had to lay there in
Yep.
that position.
Yep.
You know all about that, I'm sure, don't you?
Yep. Yeah. If you would like die a very horrific death in something, and you have to, like, you know, limbs everywhere and whatnot, and you have to keep that sometimes for hours, without joking, it can hurt. It can be very hurtful. That's the truth.
So it's not always the best job
No,
in the world or the easiest
no,
job in the world. Oh my
no.
goodness.
Sometimes when you just have to, like, I don't know, it's a hospital scene or whatever, and you just have to lie down like this, obviously it's not a big deal.
Right, right. Well,
but
there, of course.
but when you were shot or something and you, like, not fun.
Yeah.
I don't
So
recommend.
maybe, yeah, I guess that would be a good tip, right? For people, if you are going to be in one of these roles and your character gets shot, think about how you want to lay on the
Yes.
ground. Think about
Yes. But sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes they have so clear of a picture of how they want you to be dead
it.
that you don't.
That is wild, isn't it? I love it.
It's so much fun. But this is how you get into big productions. To be
That's right.
fair, like, honestly, like, if you're an extra, you have a much bigger chance to get into, like, Star Wars, Marvel, whatever there is, because they just need so many people a lot of times that there is a high
Yeah.
chance that you're gonna get into it. So, you know, if you want to be in these things, be an extra.
There you go. Yeah. You can learn a lot from that too. I did a lot of
That's true.
extra work. When I first moved to LA, everybody was like, yeah, be an extra. And you get paid for it and you get to be in all these things. And what what was so cool about it for me was that I learned what it looks like to watch people set up a scene with the lights and you know all the different things that happen and the words that they say, you know. on your get to your marks, whatever. I don't even remember what it all is now, but all the different lingo and all the stuff. Like if I had somehow gone from what I was doing in Indiana before I moved to LA and just magically walked into, you're going to be a character in this movie that we're shooting, I would have no idea what I was doing. Of course I wouldn't. But I learned a lot by being an extra and watching and paying attention. And I actually really appreciate that time. I mean, I didn't love all of it, but I learned a lot doing that.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. And it's still, it's still such a joy to be on set
Yeah.
and to just experience how it's done,
Yeah.
basically. So for me, at the end of the day, I still say that yeah, it was worth it, even when I had to be in the same position for 5 hours. It was worth it. I liked it a lot. So I'm like, yeah, I got to see all of it, and I have some great memories. So why not?
I love that.
If you could talk to your younger self, how would you describe to him what you ended up doing? And is it different from the profession you dreamed of when you were a kid?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to answer the last part first so I don't
Okay.
forget. But yes, very different. I thought for a long time that I was going to be a pilot. That's what I wanted to do. I
Okay.
wanted to, I wanted to be a pilot that flew people around, and
Wow.
I was I was really interested in it and thought I would enjoy that for the rest of my life, I think. I don't know. What do you know when you're a young kid? You don't know what you don't know, so it's hard to
Exactly.
oof. But now, yeah, to be able to talk to my younger self and say this is what ends up happening. Oh my goodness, I would say, all right, listen,
Listen.
sit down. You're gonna need to sit down for this. And I don't know, strap yourself into something because this is crazy. This is what happens though. Oh my goodness. Especially now. I mean, in this same room that I'm sitting in right now, I go live almost every day. 5 days a week. I do a YouTube channel where I do a thing called Gym Buddy, where I don't know what I'm doing, but I work out in here and it's live, and people that want to tune in can either hang out on the chat and make fun of me, or they can get down on the ground and start working out too. I truly don't know what I'm doing with all of it, but it's been really enjoyable and it's got a lot of people who are excited about it and having fun with it. So that is probably the one thing where I would say, I don't really know how to explain this, but you end up doing this too. But to say, listen, you will have one of the coolest experiences you can imagine. And even though right now you have no idea what it takes to make a video game, you may not even have any interest in playing video games at this point in your life. You're going to grow up and you're going to get to play the role of a playable character in a video game made by a very, very successful company. And people all over the world are going to love to sit down and play this game. And you're going to get to experience whatever comes from that. And it is amazing. And so it may not be what you think you want to do, but it's probably as cool as potentially winning the lottery or maybe even better. So I swear to you, I know I don't even know how to put it into words, but it's insane. And again, I recognize how fortunate I am, and I'm trying to every day. You know what I mean? Just recognize not everybody has this kind of experience, and thank God I showed up on the day that they called me to do it and did whatever I did that made them pick me. I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah, that's
insane.
cool. That's cool. I think your younger self would really like that, even if he at first wouldn't understand it. Like, what? What are you talking about? Video
Right.
games?
Right. I mean, my goodness, I know it's wild, isn't it? I mean, I never I never tried to be in a video game. It was never a goal of mine, but
Mhm.
I'm so glad that it worked out that
Then,
way. My
yeah.
goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
thank
wish if my future self comes, do something fun, please.
you.
I mean, this is already pretty cool. So I'm like, I don't think my younger self would believe me if I would tell her like, you're gonna interview some freaking awesome people in the future. Like, huh? That's
Well,
impossible.
that's very kind of you to say. But yeah, I think you'll do this as long as you decide you want to do it. I think you're awesome. Thank you
Oh,
again for
thank you.
having me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, if I may ask, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but why did you make the decision to have it done? And you did Red Dead, and you kind of disappeared in a way. Let's put it that way. Why
Mhm.
did that decision came to be for you?
We did Red Dead Redemption. I was still living in Los Angeles, and that was all done in Los Angeles, in a studio in Los Angeles. And then, so as we were kind of wrapping up with that, my wife and my then fiance and I were talking about how we wanted to have a family and how she didn't really want to try to raise kids in LA. She grew up in LA. She said it's expensive here. You're always in traffic. I don't want to live in LA. And I thought, well, I am experiencing something right now that I have never experienced in the 10 years that I was there. I always thought, I wonder what it's like to have a job that is longer than a day or two, whatever. All the acting work that I was fortunate enough to get leading up to Red Dead Redemption was like working on commercials, or if I got a part in a movie, I was there for 2 days. Like nothing was substantial enough, or maybe took long enough for me to recognize what it felt like to be a working, excuse me, like a working actor that was able to support himself solely on the acting
Yeah.
job, right? And through Red Dead Redemption, I finally got to understand what that perspective looked like and experience all of that, and I loved it. But the reality is, as soon as we wrapped on Red Dead Redemption, as far as I knew, that was the very last job I would ever have. There's no guarantee you're going to book anything else down the road. There just isn't. So, um, I think that when my wife was talking to me about I don't want to live here and raise a family, for me it was more important at that point to I'm more interested in we're already going to get married. I want to have a family too. We moved from Los Angeles to Indiana, where I grew up, where my whole family is, because we've got that built-in network of help with, young kids and whatever.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I really thought I am so fortunate that I got to have this really cool
Hmm.
experience. But instead of living in LA and trying to be a husband and a father and just really hoping that I can get another job like this, I thought I
Hmm.
don't want to, that's a whole lot of stress, it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I
With
would think so.
with no guarantees that any of that's gonna. So I thought, yeah, we'll move back to Indiana. That's fine.
Mhm.
It's there's not it's not real exciting there, but there you see kids running around and people have families, and you can find a job that gives consistent income, and yeah, I'm ready for that. So we moved back and then we were here for 1 month and didn't have any kids yet, but
Yeah.
actually weren't even married yet. And Rockstar said, we're doing this thing called Undead Nightmare. So we're going to actually have you fly out to New York. And I thought, oh my goodness, the the way that you get work, I finally figured it out. The way that you get work in LA is to leave LA and they'll call you. Oh my goodness. So
The secret is out.
yeah, now I know. Now I
Nah.
know. You just have to leave and then they call you. Oh my goodness. But so, yeah, I think Finished Undead Nightmare, enjoyed every second of that as well. But then got married, and not long after Taylor and I got married, we had twin boys on the way. And then yeah, my goodness. So of course, Rockstar, when they called me to ask me if I was interested in doing more work, of course I was. My goodness. Yes, of course. Um, at that time, our kids were two twin boys. Um, and Taylor, my wife, was like, "Yeah, my goodness, of course, I know you wanted. That's all you ever talk about is how much you enjoyed it and how cool the people are. And yes, you should definitely go do that. We'll be fine." Well, 5 years later, we got done with Red Dead Redemption 2. At least I got done with my part of traveling back and forth. And my goodness, at that point, my kids were 7 years old. And basically, I recognized, oh my goodness, I left all this so that I could have this. And now I've not even, oh wow. So now I've really enjoyed everything that's come with all of the work that I was able to do leading up until this point, and which still is continuing to come. Um, but I've made it because I recognized I don't want to have a family just to be able to say that I've got a family. I want to be a family member to this
Yeah.
family. So
Yeah.
that truthfully is the reason why I haven't been trying to
Hmm.
find other roles. It's no, there is no production, no, really, in Indiana. If I booked anything, I would have to travel away, right,
Hmm.
to go shoot it
Yeah.
somewhere. So I don't know. We have been talking about we either want to build a house right here
Okay.
where we currently live and stay
Hmm.
here forever,
Hmm.
or maybe we've been kind of kicking around the idea of moving to Atlanta because there's a lot of
Okay.
production down there. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, and I do miss it. I mean, I do miss it. I would love to do it. I just don't want to be away from my family as long as I've
Which is
been in the past.
completely fair. Yeah. Absolutely.
But if we all live in the same city where the work is, then maybe who knows? I don't
Who
know. I don't
knows? You're not gonna say no, I guess. So I don't have to ask if they would call and be like, "Here's this great opportunity. We want you for it." You're not gonna say no.
no. I no. I mean, there would be I don't know. I guess I would definitely find the best way to be able to see my family
Yeah.
as much as possible during whatever process that would be. But yeah, no, I have never enjoyed. I don't know. I mean, it's work. It is work, but you can't call something like that work. You know what I mean? Like working on Red
No.
Dead Redemption, any of that.
Yeah.
That's a dream come true to have that kind of an opportunity.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, my goodness, if that ever came up again, of course, in a second. Yes. How can I help? What can I do? How can I be part of this? Of course.
Before we start with the next segment or trivia, in a video you said that websites wrote articles about you without talking to you. There's a very thorough Wikipedia entry about you, and we want to know directly from the source how everything went down. So I'm going to read some passages, and you tell us if it's true or false. And maybe you
Okay.
can elaborate a little bit. Not many. We picked four. I think one you already kind of answered that it's true, but I'm still going to read it out. So the first entry is born and raised in Seymour, Indiana. Wiethoff attended Seymour High School and graduated from Indiana University, Bloomington in 1999. Soon afterwards, he moved to Los Angeles to pursue acting, but faced difficulties finding roles other than small parts in films and television advertisements. Is this true or false?
Every bit of that is true. Every
Okay.
bit of it. Yes.
Okay. Goody. When he was I'm very interested to know if this is true. When he was 70 months old, Wiethoff cut off his left ring finger by grabbing the chain of an exercise bicycle. It was reattached, and he became the youngest person in the world to have undergone a successful replant.
That is true as well. And
Wow.
so this is like a gore warning, maybe. I don't know. I'll show you what it looks like. But don't if you don't like. It's not.
Just I will put up a little warning. Just don't look.
Look at that. Look at that. So
Oh,
that's it, and it will not straighten. That's his. But if I
really?
no, I mean because my fingers. I was 17 months old, so I had little bitty hands, right? And they did so many procedures over the years trying to make sure that my finger was going to work. The scar tissue didn't let the skin grow, so the bone grew. Like if I go
But the
like
skin
this,
didn't.
no,
Uh-huh.
it didn't allow for the finger to go straight. So I know it's so weird, isn't it? But yes, it's on there, and it's been crooked like this for as long as I can remember. So
Yeah.
it doesn't affect me. If your finger all of a sudden was like that, you might have a lot of trouble with it. But mine, honestly, if this finger was as I guess normal as this one, I might have trouble with that because I wouldn't be used to it. But
Yeah.
anyway, yes. Long story short, I'm sorry. I thought I would show that just in case anybody wants to see it. But
Wow.
yes, world record. Not one that anybody wants, but yes,
No.
youngest successful replay. And I don't hold that record anymore, but I did for, I don't know, a couple months, I think.
Wow.
But he outdid me. Well, some younger, braver.
Uh, that was true. 100%. Okay. The next entry that we picked out, and I think you kind of already said that this is true and this is something that is correct. I'm going to butcher this name, so I'm sorry. Please correct me. He considered studying aviation at Purdue
Purdue.
University. Wiethoff said that he found his partying legs at university and he did not take it seriously. Is this true?
Well, so I didn't go to Purdue. I went to Indiana University.
Okay.
But I did. I wanted to be a pilot, and when you live around here where I grew up, the school you would want to go to be a pilot would be Purdue. They got a really great aviation program.
Okay.
But no, I went to IU and I did learn how to party at IU. So yeah, every bit of that is true, I guess.
Okay. There you go. Now we know. And the last one we picked out, he worked several jobs around this time, including as a bouncer in Chicago.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yes. Wow.
Okay.
That was so bad. That was I was a waiter. I was a waiter
Okay.
at the restaurant. Same business, right? I was a waiter, but I was so bad as a waiter. They were like, we can't have that. Like really bad.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. I just didn't write things down and I would forget. And it was a nice place, so it's not like the kind of place where you can just be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me throw that in for you real quick. It was not. I was bad. But they were like, you know what? We don't want to fire you because we like you. You're going to be a bouncer now. So at night, late night, this same restaurant turned into a nightclub.
Okay.
And gosh, I was so bad. I don't know, like checking IDs and whatever. And I thought, what do you want me to do? I'm not, I don't know how to do any of this stuff either. Whatever. It was cool. People were fun and cool, but yeah, that didn't last very long.
Did you ever have to kick out someone as a bouncer? Did that ever happen?
We did at one time, but thank God, they knew in advance that they were going to do it, and everybody that worked there, I wasn't the only bouncer. There were like 5 of us, and they said, "Everybody, we need your help." And thank God the guy went calmly, whatever. He was just like, "All right, whatever. I'll get out of here." And so, yeah. But no, I didn't have to. I didn't have to rough anybody up
No.
because I'm so tough. Thank God.
Fair enough. Okay, so I I think we can say that we can trust Wikipedia. That's all new then, because these were the ones that stood out of like, huh?
Yeah.
Really?
No, I think I haven't read Wikipedia. I guess some of that stuff I have read it before to think like, who got this information? Where did you get it? Is it right? But I don't. Some of that stuff sounds really new since I've years ago read it. Whatever. Anyway,
Maybe they updated it.
maybe. But yeah, I mean, my goodness, I think that there have been. Oh my goodness, and I'm not going to call them out again right now, but there have been so many of these online gaming magazines that have misquoted me, that have said things that I said, whatever. Not one of them ever has reached out to me. So,
Yeah.
my goodness, yes, there have been things where I've said, yeah, you've misquoted me. You didn't even try to ask me. You just said that I said certain things. And so, anyway, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, definitely. It's like it's mind-boggling of like, I think especially nowadays it's so much easier to reach out to people. So I don't even understand when these articles come out, and I think it's kind of clear when someone wasn't even asked. They just go for the let's writing something juicy, and who cares if it's true? Let's just put it out there, and it's like,
Daggone. Yeah, I don't know. It's really unfortunate. And the unfortunate thing is, I'm interested in these articles too, right? I mean, I see these articles written by these same companies, these same online magazines, where before I saw my name in their article and they're saying that they, got this information from me when I know that, and they know they never spoke to me at all, never even tried to speak to me. And they're quoting me in their stuff. And I think, wait a minute, I thought you were one of the legitimate ones. Now I don't know where to go for information because what in the world is going on? And I'm one of those people, I don't keep my mouth shut, and I should probably
and-
more than I do, but I think also, no, that's not
no,
cool. Don't
no,
do that. I don't,
exactly.
whatever.
Exactly. I think these things need to be called out. So I highly agree with you of like, yeah, call them out. Like, especially when it's major bullshit. Like, come on, dude,
Yeah.
ask me.
Ask me. Ask me. You just wrote my name. Daggone, whatever. You get my point. Yeah.
All right, let's play a game before I ask everyone's favorite part of you telling a joke. I wanna do this rapid fire game with you because it's one of my favorite things.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so easy peasy lemon squeezy. It works the way I say two things, and you just have to say one of them. So if I say butter or jam, you just have to say whichever. And I'm going to do it quickly. So you don't, the point is that you cannot think. You just have to say the first thing that resonates with you.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready? Here we go. Games or movies?
Games.
Theater or movies?
Movies.
Bouncer or bartender?
Bartender.
Rob or Robert?
Rob.
Studio recording or at home recording?
Studio recording.
Acting or voice acting?
Acting.
Action or horror?
Action.
Comedy or romantic comedy?
Comedy.
Board games or Dungeons and Dragons?
Board games.
Board games or cards?
Cards.
Uncharted or Tomb Raider?
Uncharted.
Coop 2.0 or Coop 3.0?
If this is 2.0, 2.0.
Okay.
Oh, this is 3.0.
That's
I'm
three.
sorry. 3.0.
3.0. Chickens or fan art?
Fan art.
Arthur Morgan or John Marston?
Arthur Morgan.
Conventions or Streamily?
Conventions.
Goat or sheep?
Goat.
Photo ops or autographs?
Photo ops.
Okay. Nice. Well done.
That's awesome. I like those. Those are fun.
Hey.
I forgot. I completely forgot that this is Chicken Coop
That's-
3.0. My goodness.
Yeah. We looked it up. Like where you at?
That is so funny. My goodness. And there was another one in there that I thought was funny. The Tomb Raider and Uncharted. I don't know. To go
And I
back, I have
figured
no idea. What
after
was the other one?
talking about games, yeah, I figured that you wouldn't know, but I'd still put it in.
That's awesome. I love that. I was afraid, like, oh my goodness, now somebody's going to analyze this and they're going to know that I'm like some kind of crazy person and I won't be able to say anything about it.
Nah,
People know that
it's all
already.
good. It's all good. All right. And before we say goodbye, and first of all, I thank you again for joining me and having this really fun conversation. I would like to hear a joke, please.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, thank you. And thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed this too. All right. So, first of all, I'm a joke burglar. I don't know really very many
Same.
jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we all are, right? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I guess so.
So, what do cows do on Friday nights?
I don't know. What do they do?
They go to the movies. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
That's such a dad joke.
That is so bad that it's not even, I'm just so sorry. I just heard, and I'm not even, I promise you I'm not going to say it. I heard a really funny joke, but I'm afraid that it might be offensive somehow. So I'm not going to say it, but I do have a better joke. I just can't tell it. Is that fair?
Yeah, now I want to hear it. That's the problem.
I'll tell you, but I'm not telling it on here.
Okay, fair enough. Well, hopefully, who knows? Maybe in the future, we're gonna have you back on this little podcast that we have here. Would be nice. Maybe you're gonna be in like another big ass franchise by then. Who knows? Who's there to say? But this was very fun, and thank you again for joining me for this conversation. It was really, really great.
Thank you. My goodness. I really enjoyed talking with you. I appreciate you having me on. And again, I think you're going to do this for as long as you want to. So enjoy yourself. And thank you for doing this. I love it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay with this. It's the right way for me. It's really, really fun, and I get to speak so many interesting people, and get to know the things that I always enjoyed, which is acting. So the more I know, the better.
That's right. Well, my goodness. And you know what would be a fun, maybe this would be like of course you do it if you want to, don't do it if you don't, but something that might be kind of fun for you to try is you could ask questions and then when you're not talking, you have to get into a pose and pretend like you're dead for the entire time. What do you think about that?
I might try that. I love that.
You've got some experience with that. Maybe it would be fun. I don't know.
Yeah,
If we do it
yeah.
again, then maybe that's like the thing. Maybe
Deal.
that's how.
Deal. I'm game. I'm just, maybe I should just warn people. Or should I warn people beforehand so they don't freak out that I died?
Well, I don't know. Maybe because you're as good at it as you are, maybe you should tell people I'm not really dead. It's just a thing.
It's just a thing that I do. So don't freak out.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Rob. And hopefully I will see you again soon on this little podcast. And for all of you out there, be good, play games, watch movies, watch TV shows, do whatever makes you happy. That's the most important thing. And subscribe so you can see more awesome people like Rob.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye-bye.